a really fun subclass for the rogue, so let's check it out. It's all about like healing and stabilizing and blood magic, so let's dip into it. Of course we start with the rogue, and this means we have dexterity and intelligence saving throw proficiencies, alongside simple weapon, hand crossbow, long sword, rapier, short sword, light armor proficiencies. For your ability points, we're going to have 8 strength, 16 dexterity, 14 constitution. We're actually going to swap intelligence to wisdom and have 16 wisdom, 10 intelligence, and 10 charisma. For your proficiencies, take whatever fits your roleplay, and the same goes for your expertise. Rogue level 2 unlocks our cunning actions, which means as a bonus action we can hide, dash, and disengage. Rogue level 3 brings our specialization, and for this we are the Grim Surgeon. You use your medical knowledge and strange blood magic to dismantle foes, restore allies, and control bodies like puppets. So as you see, we have Medic. We gain expertise in the medicine skill. In addition, your familiarity with blood has become magical, giving you some degree of control over it. As a bonus action, you can use as a result, you can use a bonus action to magically stabilize a nearby unconscious ally, which is awesome. You can use the same magic when you apply traditional healing techniques. Whenever you use your help action, you administer a small healing agent that causes the target to regain 1 to 4 hit points. We have transfusion, so when we deal sneak attack damage to a creature that isn't a construct or undead, we'll gain temporary hit points equal to our wisdom modifier, hence why having higher wisdom is so key here, and these temporary hit points last until the start of your next turn. We also have Medic Stabilize, so touch a downed creature to stabilize it to prevent it from dying. Rogue level 4 brings our first feat, and for this ability improvement, bump our dex up to 18. Rogue level 5 brings Uncanny Dodge, so you use our lightning quick reflexes to protect yourself. When an attack hits you, you only take half the usual damage. Rogue level 6 brings a health increase, and pick your expertise again based on your roleplay. Rogue level 7 brings Evasion, so your agility lets you dodge out of the way of certain spells. When a spell or effect would deal half damage on a successful dex saving throw, it deals no damage if you succeed and only half if you fail. Rogue level 8 brings our second feat. For this, we're going to take the ability improvement and bump our dex to 20 to max it out. Rogue level 9 brings Field Surgeon, so your medical expertise and blood magic allow you to painlessly mend an ally's wounds using surgical techniques. A creature other than yourself regains a number of hit points equal to your sneak attack dice. Now please note, the creature cannot regain hit points from this feature again until it finishes a long rest, so don't try and use this on the same creature twice, it'll be wasted. Rogue level 10 brings our third feat, and for this we are going to come down here and take Savage Attacker, so when we make a melee weapon attack, we roll our damage dice twice and use the highest result. Rogue level 11 brings Reliable Talent, so when we make an ability check with a skill we're proficient with, the lowest we can roll is a 10. And then finally, Rogue level 12 brings a new feat. For this, because I like playing my rogues having melee and ranged capabilities, we are going to take Sharpshooter, so we do not receive penalties from high ground rules, and we can take a -5 penalty to the attack roll to deal a solid 10 additional damage. Now let's go over our equipment, and we start with the Mask of Soul Perception, a +2 bonus to attack rolls, initiative, and perception checks. For a cloak, we're going with the Cloak of Displacement, so this will activate at the beginning of our turn, granting enemies disadvantage on attack rolls against us until we take damage. We're going to take the Evasive Shoes for an Acrobatics +1 and an Armor class +1. We're going to take the Elegant Studded Leather, so we get a +2 bonus to initiative rolls, advantage on stealth checks, and a use of shield. We're going to take the Stalker Gloves, +1 bonus to initiative, and our sneak attack will do an additional 1 to 4 force damage. The Caustic Band, so we deal 2 solid acid damage. The Crusher's Ring for +3 movement speed, helping us get around. The Amulet of Baal, so when we hit a creature or character or enemy essentially that has full health, will inflict bleeding on them. For melee weapons, we're going to take the Sword of Life Stealing, so on a critical hit, the target will take an additional 10 necrotic damage and we can gain 10 temporary hit points. And we're going to pair this with Ambusher. So this is a sentinel weapon, meaning a +1 bonus to initiative and advantage on perception ability checks, and in combat we will do an additional 1 to 6 necrotic damage against creatures that haven't taken a turn yet. And then finally we're going to pair this with the Darkfire Shortbow, resistance to fire and cold damage, and a use of haste. So that is the build. Let's go find some combat and check it out. Okay, we are in the comment and you can see we're top of the turn order, so let's get this going. And let's start with a big old sneak attack. And you'll see we got the transfusion going, so we got that +3 temporary hit points because of our wisdom modifier. And from there, you can see as a bonus action, we can stabilize a downed character if we need to, we don't. So we can follow up with our offhand attack and stab another enemy. You'll see the enemy took 2 bleed there thanks to the Amulet of Baal. And again, we can gain those temporary hit points because they run out at the start of our next turn. So we've got a few other things we can do though. We can also do things such as Field Surgeon. We can do things such as the Medic Stabilize still, which we don't need to do. So let's gain those temporary hit points and spread the bleed. And there you go. And what this means is we can also follow up with our offhand, do this on the Barbarian, and spread bleed to them as well. And you see we've got the transfusion. So it's only 3 temporary hit points, but they do add up, and that can be the difference between going down and staying up. You see the enemy took some bleed damage there. And more bleed damage there. And more bleed there as well. Okay, let's heal up Jaheira a little bit. So we'll do this via our Field Surgeon. So we trigger this. We healed up Jaheira based on our sneak attack dice, and you'll see they've got emergency triage. And if we come in here, essentially they cannot recover or they cannot get healed by that ability again until they long rest. But it's just a nice healing capability, and it means we still have our bonus action available where we can come in here and land an offhand attack and do some hefty damage. Okay, you can see we have an ally on the ground here, so as the bonus action we can stabilize them just like that. And that means we still have our action available where if we wanted to we could land a big sneak attack if we had advantage on anyone. Because we don't, it just means we can land one of our ranged attacks and hopefully take our sledge. Just like that. Now, if there's no one to heal or whatever and we can't do sneak attack, what we can do is hopefully use the ladder. And we can just do our main action and our offhand in one swift round. Just like that. Okay, I've been trying to show off the help ability, but I just can't. No one wants to get entangled or ensnared or anything. So at this point it is just kind of a case of ending the fight as you normally would. Unfortunately we don't have the reach, that's okay, we'll take the shot off. And again we can run in, you see we got the bleed, and we just keep stabbing, getting that extra acid damage. Okay, now it's just a case of ending the fight. Just like that. Now unfortunately I still don't seem to be able to show off this help action. Of course I get entangled, which is the last thing I need. I need my companions to be entangled here. Maybe if they run through, somehow I've been stuck again. But essentially that is the Grim Surgeon mod for the Rogue class. It is incredible, and again you can do your Field Surgeon as much as you need to. So we did it on Jaheira, but we can do it on Shadowheart. Just like that. And then if we need to, we can come in here and we can do it on our other characters. So it's a really awesome way, and then we can long rest and go from there. So, I really hope you've enjoyed this guide. If you have, please let me know in the comments and let me know your change, any new items or abilities. If you're any, please drop the video a like, it helps me tremendously, and subscribe to the channel for more. I've got more guides to Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, Elden Ring, Expedition 33, Oblivion, all the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.